The hosts of bracketology are experts in nothing. They claim no advanced knowledge or profound insights. Instead, they are just three judgmental idiots who really like to bloviate their own opinions whenever given the chance. Take what they have to say with a grain of salt, or not at all. You'll probably be better off that way.
So I've been watching a surprising amount of anime over the last few days, specifically anime that is not sexual in nature. So don't go to that joke.
I was about to say I immediately don't like where this is going. I feel a little better now.
All right. Now that I've put your mind at ease,
Mm-hmm.
would you rather, because there are two very specific genres of anime, and I don't know if y'all are aware of it. One of them is kind of the traditional. Listen, motherfucker. One of them is kind of the traditional anime of like everybody has powers or everybody fights or everybody has, one thing or another.
This would be your
Dragon Ball Z,
okay,
your
all right.
My Hero Academia, your
you lost me after Dragon Ball.
Jujutsu Kaisen in a way. All great, tremendous animes. But the other kind of very specific genre is one where somebody either dies or they get pulled into a different dimension and then they get powers of some kind. So it could be like a world filled with pig people or a place where all of the humans haven't evolved to talk yet, but all of the other creatures have. And then there's magic and shit. And so my question to you, fine gentlemen, and Dan, is which would you rather go into? Which one would you rather be a part of? Would you rather get like murdered on the street with a shiv and then you wake up and now you're an invincible slime in another universe? Or would you rather just wake up and everybody around you have fancy powers to see ghosts and stuff?
Is that specifically the power, or is there like a wide berth of powers?
Yeah,
There's
that's
like
just an example.
Okay.
It's a spectrum, really.
Just making sure I understand this correctly. The question is what you would rather do: be shivved on the street or have a magical power?
Well, but I mean, if you get shivved, you, I guess, reincarnate in a different alternative universe.
Yeah. So for an example, there's an anime that I've watched some of called That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, and it's literally that.
I've heard of this before.
Dude gets shivved on the street, dies, wakes up like in another universe. He's a slime, like a blue slime, but he's invincible and has like godlike powers on this other planet.
Is this other planet inhabited by another creature of some kind?
A bunch. So the first creature he meets is a dragon, and then he eats the dragon and gains the dragon's powers. The dragon's still alive, but he does get eaten by a little slime.
What do you mean it's still alive? Is it just in the slime?
Yeah, it's just like in a weird demi-plane inside the slime.
And does it just always stay in the slime, or does the slime spit it back out?
Choose to like expel the dragon.
And the dragon lives through that?
Yeah, apparently.
And the dragon's not being slowly digested by whatever stomach acid is in this slime?
Not that I'm aware of, because I'm pretty sure in the first episode he promises to release the dragon at some point, and at some point he does have conversations with the dragon inside himself.
That's the porn again. There's the porn aspect. Yeah, release the dragon. Yeah, that's what they all say. I mean, okay, but we're not specifically. I don't know if I want to answer your question or if I just have more questions about this slime show now. We're not specifically in that scenario. All we know is that we're going to be reincarnated into some kind of universe where anything could be possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's important to say that you would be much more powerful in the reincarnated scenario versus you wake up and everybody just can fly and shoot lasers and stuff out of their hands.
Yeah, but it seems like a monkey paw situation. Like on one
Mhm.
hand, you get really awesome powers, but on the other hand, your life sucks because you're some useless slime. And
Well,
hey,
it's not useless. You have godlike powers.
well, yeah, but I mean, useless in all things that make life meaningful. I don't
Well,
know.
there seems to be a theme
Is-
in those types of shows because I
Yeah.
started watching another one where he didn't reincarnate as a slime. He just continued being himself, but again, godlike powers. And there seems to be a running theme of we're going to inhabit this world and then make it better. So I'm going to make a society, but it's going to be very diverse and we allow anybody in. And
even slime.
slime, monsters, orcs, vampires, spider people.
That doesn't sound enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean,
But for the betterment of the people on the world.
it just feels like there's inherent tension that's going to build there with vampires and spider people and et cetera, all in one place, you know? Like,
Do vampires?
I guess
and
they make it
people
work
even
in
get
Hotel
along?
Transylvania. They make it work in Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah, they're all friends.
Yeah, I still think I'm going to go with the whole universe where everyone has superpowers. Like, I just wake up tomorrow and we all have superpowers.
Yeah.
I think this goes back to my argument in the nerdy Nirvana thing where, like, if everyday life can be a little easier, I'm going to take that option. Granted, that was my argument with Harry Potter, and you fools didn't pass that one through. But still, I can
Harry
wake up
Potter
tomorrow
was a
and I can just
slime-
fly to work. Sure.
Yeah. How fucking boring of a life would it be? You can fly to work, but you still have to work a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well, but again, if everyone has powers, you're on the same level playing field in that regard.
Yeah, that's
Although, I
just
mean,
the
there
same.
would be, let's be honest, there would be absolute chaos and anarchy if we all woke
Oh,
up
yeah.
tomorrow with power. Like, it would be
100%.
there
It
would be
anarchy.
riots in the street from coast to coast.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be terrifying.
Well, on that
Like,
happy
I
note,
barely trust people to drive cars. I can't even begin to fathom.
Now they have
How-
laser eyes.
Yeah, terrifying it would be if they were super strong on top of their super dumb.
imagine. So you know how you like sometimes hit your head on like a cabinet door or something. Imagine that, but like going at Mach 3 and you hit someone else's head. You're like, ah.
Yeah, that's the whole beginning of The Boys.
I mean, to a point. On that note, I just want to point out for this episode that Dan looks like he is recently released from prison, and all he had was a white T-shirt to wear home.
And the last album he bought was the Slim Shady LP. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bracketology, the podcast that definitively decides all things tournament bracket style. I am a co-host, Scott Grubb.
I am also a co-host, Matt Robinson.
And I am also a co-host, Dan Default.
This week, we continue our trek to determine the worst sports mascot. We are down to our, what did we decide this one was? I can never remember.
What did you decide it was, Dan?
Something 8.
Unexceptional.
It is something.
The Egregious 8.
That
We are at
starts
the
with an A.
Egregious?
Unexceptional 8.
Egregious
That starts with a
an
U.
E.
Yeah,
Egregious is an E.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Wow. No, wait, hold on. Let's revisit this. Dan, can you spell egregious for us?
No.
We're to the Egregious 8. Dan, you want to walk us through our matchups for this evening?
Yeah, we'll start it off in the NFL with Raider Rusher taking on TD Dolphin. I'm just remembering the images of these terrible mascots. Then in our NHL division, we have Spartacat from the Senators taking on Stinger from the Blue Jackets. Matt, what's on the East Coast side?
In the NBA, we've got Slamson the Lion, which I can't wait to bring back up, versus Grizz from the Grizzlies. And then the MLB, we've got Slider from the Guardians going up against Orbit from the Astros, the cute little alien that is from the Astros.
It makes me real happy that one's made it this far, that we've gotten to continue to shit on that adorable little thing week after week.
It's the cutest fucking one on the bracket. It's just like a child. Like,
and we're like, nope, that's fucking stupid.
Get that thing out of here.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I mean, it kind of sounds like we already started with baseball there. Do we want to just continue that debate?
No, I think we should just change gears completely.
Just
complete reverse. Yeah, no, let's keep going with the Slider versus Orbit.
I mean, I'll tell you right now already, I don't even really remember Slider, and that's embarrassing because this is the third week we've talked about him now. But
you don't remember Slider?
Something?
I mean, it does. Yeah, I think that's certainly a factor that needs to be taken into consideration when it comes time for a vote, because that name means very little to me at this point.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. So let's bring up the photo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course. Why would I not remember the purple with green polka dots, bulbous nosed, totally attributed to the team, makes a whole lot of sense. Wrist sticking out of the costume. Why wouldn't I remember Slider?
Hey, he's a Guardian. And if Orbit needs one thing, it's a Guardian. Because he's a child.
Did he exist pre-Guardian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that picture?
That name.
Is that picture pre-Guardian?
No, that is Guardians. Yeah, that's
Okay.
Guardians.
Okay, that's good. Doesn't really matter. Versus Orbit. Man, I was talking about how much fun we were having shitting on Orbit, but man, Slider sucks too.
Dude, the problem with Slider, okay, I want to take this in a different direction than we've taken it so far. Okay? Follow me on this path of tears and sadness. Now,
that doesn't sound like fun.
Here, no, stay with me. Both of these, imagine instead of mascot form,
you got to stop using that as a pickup line, by the way.
Instead of mascot form?
No. Follow me down this trail of sadness and tears. It's not a strong pickup line.
Instead of, fuck you. Instead
What? That's the emo come online of the year.
Emosonly.com.
Ooh.
Hold on, let me just check that domain real quick.
I know you don't really want to say that, but I'm here.
It's all panic and no disco.
The tagline.
I'm here if you ever want to talk about your feelings.
I know you won't, but I will.
Anyway, you were trying to make a point, I think.
You need someone to cry on your shoulder? Emosonly.com. All right, let's get back to business. All right, serious business. Imagine Slider as a real being, right?
Oh my
Not
God.
mascot form,
Yeah.
but an actual living creature.
Still had the fuzz and everything.
Everything's accurate except for the fact that it's a mascot, right?
Instead of human internal organs, there's Slider internal
There's
organs.
Slider
Yeah.
internal. There's
Okay.
clearly
Got it.
Guardian internal organs here, and imagine those eyebrows.
Yeah.
Right, around. Hold on, I gotta.
Uh-huh.
How do you see? Like the poor thing would be. It would be a miserable existence.
To be fair, there are multiple breeds of dogs whose hair falls down over their eyes. I
To
mean,
be fair, Dan probably has an uncle or a grandpa somewhere down the line that has eyebrows like that.
if you took away the fur, and gave it aggressively Caucasian skin, that could totally be somebody in my family.
Can't wait for them to listen to this.
On my dad's side, let me
Okay,
specify.
All right.
That is where the nose gene comes from.
That is where the nose gene comes from.
I just feel like Orbit looks like it could be an actual alien, a young alien that got dropped off at the wrong planet for school. But Slider, like that looks like a terrifying existence.
I mean, let's be fair. Both of these would be terrifying in real life, no matter how you shape them. That's why they got here.
Are you kidding me?
Man, you're camping out.
They make movies about aliens like Orbit all the time.
Yeah, Orbit looks like a DreamWorks, the next DreamWorks animation picture. Like, and Orbit honestly, is 100%.
I'm here for it. I'll go watch that movie.
But imagine you're out camping in the woods.
Oh my God.
You hear a rustling sound. You come out of your tent. Slider and Orbit are in front of you. Like one or the other. Which one's? Hi guys, Slider's here.
Kill me, please.
I brought pizza and chocolate brownies. Which one's more terrifying in that context? That oddly specific, way off course context.
All right, you walk out of your tent. Which of these two boxes are you going into the dark woods with?
I mean, look, Slider would be the scariest on his own. Orbit would be scary by association. Right?
I disagree. I think Blooper. I think Blooper. No, I see where you're coming from, but I have to say, I think not that he's part of this conversation anymore. I think Blooper would be more terrifying to see standing in the dark. Those eyes just coming back into you in the darkness, and just shining in the moonlight. That'd be terrifying.
I see what you're saying. What Dan's saying with the association.
Because if Orbit's a real thing, that means aliens are real and out there. But then again, you could honestly say the same thing about Slider because it doesn't look of this earth either.
But here's what I'm saying: there are a ton of stories and even a couple of movies about people being abducted by aliens and having terrible things done to them while they were completely powerless to fight back.
Was it the fourth kind? I think the fourth kind's the butt kind.
I don't know how many kinds, but they're all terrible. And if you think about it, if Orbit is an alien and aliens existed, they do not inhabit any planet within our solar system, which means they are capable of interstellar travel, and their technology is literally light years ahead of us. So in all those movies like Independence Day and War of the Worlds, where humans have a chance against that kind of alien technology, it's all bullshit. If that kind of technology came down to us right now, it would be so far advanced, we would just think it was magic.
You've clearly spent a lot of time thinking about this.
I also stopped listening to you a while back because the Y on my keyboard is not working. It's just refreshing things, and I'm trying to look up the backstory of Slider. Hold on.
Well, I can tell you that Slider's history began in 1990. The Mascot's creator described him as a big fat fur ball.
What a dick.
Yeah.
The creator described him as an LSD trip I had while watching Barney.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I fixed my keyboard.
Apparently, the executive vice president of business at the time came up with the idea for Slider after seeing the success of the Philly Fanatic. Slider is a member of the Mascot Hall of Fame, and apparently he lives underground behind home plate at Progressive Field.
Do they just, like, when it's time for him to emerge from games, do they just have him, like, crawl out of a little hole back there? Because that is the only way that makes sense.
I mean, I have no idea, but whatever hole, look at him. Whatever hole he came out of, he needs to go back into.
Well, he needs to get to a fucking dermatologist. Like, he's got something.
What's the blue coming out of his hat? Like, is he bleeding blue blood? What is that, or is that just like a different strip of hair color?
Nobody makes me bleed my blue blood. I don't know, man. All I know is that I don't like this thing. I think it.
All right, yeah, we should probably get to a vote. We've been on this one for a minute.
Slider's getting my vote.
Dan?
Oh, man. They're both so awful.
Y'all are being so mean to a child.
All right, look, my vote's going to Orbit. Because for every other mascot out there, they are intentionally goofy looking. and Slider fits the bill. He was inspired by the Philly Fanatic. He is just as weird and out of place. Orbit, like the cuteness of him, the more I look at him, gets creepier and creepier with me.
I can't wait till your fiance hears this.
She's not just cute, she's adorable, and that thing is not adorable. Orbit gets my vote.
Man, y'all had to go and do that, didn't you?
Yep.
I mean, I do kind of enjoy just shitting all over Orbit and how stupid it is to have a mascot that is that cute. Because it's so, in my head, it's such an antithesis of what a mascot's supposed to be. But apparently, in looking at all these MLB mascots, the intimidation factor is not something that MLB mascots worry about at all. But with the team being the Astros, Orbit's existence at least makes a little bit of sense. Slider, having represented two different teams, neither of which are the Cleveland weird ass purple nightmares.
Fat fluff ball.
Excuse me, the Cleveland fat fur balls. Slider just doesn't make any fucking sense. And it just, it doesn't. Yeah, Slider. I think Slider gets my vote. It's the worst of the two.
All right. It is set in stone. Slider is the worst mascot in the MLB. What do y'all say we go to the NHL for the next one?
I say we do it.
All right. So in the NHL, we've got Spartacat.
Should bring the bracket back up.
Shut your goddamn mouth. Spartacat versus Stinger. So Spartacat from the Senators. Creepy lion, weird mangy mane versus Green Bee. Who y'all got in this fight? Because I think there are two things to consider. One, they both suck.
Yeah.
Two,
I believe that's how they got here.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind you, really. That's what I'm here for. The second thing, they both have creepy eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Stinger,
yeah. Nothing. Okay. I mean, I think like creepy is a factor for mascots in general. Like you have to weigh how much creepiness you want in there, but you want to impact. I don't know. I mean, again, I guess I'm thinking about mascots wrong, maybe, because none of these are really supposed to be something fearful. I mean, I guess Chance.
Fuck
perhaps.
you. If Finn the whale, if a street shark came at you.
Yeah, they're definitely more intimidating than anything that MLB is putting out, for sure.
Now, I do think in terms of intimidation factor, if you saw Stinger in a dark alley one night, that might intimidate the fuck out of you.
I would be a little worried, right? Like that thing could kill me with its giant stinger. If I see Spartacat in a dark alley at night, I'm probably getting hooked up like with some mushrooms or a good deal on some cheap weed. Like that's what Spartacat looks like, right?
Yeah, Spartacat looks like
dealer?
he came out of the back of the Mystery Machine.
Yes, he looks like Shaggy and Scooby combined.
So he's got all the Scooby snacks. Can we take a second to talk about how stupid that name is?
Yeah, it's a real bad name.
Spartacat?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Stinger is great, but it's not that bad.
But at least it's like, tangential in a way.
Yeah.
It's not, hey, we're senators and that was in Sparta and we like cats. Why not? Spartacat. Like it's a really bad pitch meeting at a movie studio. We do 300, but instead of humans, we put lions in their place.
we have painted ourselves in a really, really stupid corner. These are really tough decisions for me because they're both so bad.
Spartacat does kind of look like the lion that would be on like a straight to VHS recreation of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, made by some extremely like religious nationalist like rewriting group that the VHS is only sold in like the little shop at Cracker Barrels, like that's where you're going to find that VHS. That's what Spartacat kind of looks like.
I'd like to just defend.
And also drug dealer.
Spartacat looks like the kind of costume you would get, like a Lion King costume from Wish.com. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah, I was going to say that Spartacat reminds me of, similar to Scott's analogy of a remake of a movie. It's a really poor parody of Land Before Time, but with lions instead of dinosaurs. So on that note, I've got my vote.
He's definitely dealing in catnip.
Oh, dude. He doesn't even call it catnip anymore. It's just the nip. Hey, man, you got any of that nip?
You want to see my nips? What?
I've got purple nip.
Oh,
I've got
weird.
some of that weird astro nip too.
I'm not gonna lie, I dropped this one, so this nip has a little hair in it, but
Here, hold on. Big old lick. His eyes just get more dilated.
Starts chasing his tail in the middle of the street.
Now here's my problem, okay? And I'm going to end this with my vote. My problem is that now I want to see all of that for Spartacat. Like, I've grown a fondness from this roasting. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see Spartacat guest star in an episode of Scooby-Doo. I want to see Spartacat in a straight to home movie VHS playing Will Smith's character from Bad Boys. Like, that's what I want now.
Okay?
Stinger
So does that
sucks, and I vote Stinger because it's a fucking green bee. It looks like a frog. It should be a frog, or if it's going to be a bee, make it the color of a bee. There are no green bees. Green bees are stupid. Voting for Stinger.
Would it interest either of you two to know which one of these two is the oldest of the mascots?
No.
I don't honestly think it's going to influence my decision at all.
Okay.
Can I guess, though? Is Spartacat older? I feel like Spartacat's older.
Spartacat, 1992. Stinger, 1999.
Yeah, because I don't think the Columbus Blue Jackets were a team until like 1999.
If you say so. Man, you're kind of right. All the shitting on Spartacat did make him seem more entertaining, but none of that's actually like canon for him. That's just in our own brain meats.
Hey, it's head canon, buddy.
Head canon is like head
It's
cheese.
bracketology canon. I don't know. Dan, how are you feeling? Do you have a decision?
I hate to say that Matt convinced me, but Matt convinced me. Like, all the hating that we've done on Spartacat and the funny jokes we've made at its expense have endeared it a little bit to me. Stinger, there's no redeeming qualities of a green bee with big red eyes. Like, Spartacat has red eyes that you get the fun way. Stinger has red eyes because it is a mistake of God. And it is an awful creation.
Yeah.
So...
Not to get religious here, but...
Well, whatever, God. But Spartacat gets not my vote. It's going to Stinger.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know if it's the endearing nature or the catnip talking, but I think Spartacat is solid. So at least in comparison. So yeah, Stinger gets my vote as well.
All right. So Stinger is named the worst mascot in the NHL. Rightly so. And that moves us on to the NFL, where we've got the Raider Rusher taking on, according to Dan, TD Dolphin. Or just TD from the Dolphins.
This one at least is a little easier for me because TD, the Dolphin, is absolutely awful. It's the stupid helmet. It's the mouth open. It is just awful. Raider Rusher, there is not a whole lot of redeeming qualities, especially when it's just the big head version on the legs. Yeah.
Oh God, that's terrible.
That nightmare fuel. But that is not Raider Rusher's everyday appearance. He's just a normal person with a big foam head that has spikes on it. I get it. It's the Raiders. I do like the color scheme of the Raiders better than the Dolphins. And that stupid open mouth of TD. So, yeah, it's a little easier for me.
Look at how douchey he is in this picture, though.
I was going to say, his face gives off really strong, like, hey, ladies, want to go see my new car vibes, you know? Like, he's...
Giga Chad.
Yeah.
What's up? I'm uncircumcised.
What? Let me show you my Raider Rusher.
Let my Rusher raid, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Ladies, these spikes aren't the only pointy thing.
He's definitely on a registry somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't all Raiders fans?
Ooh, shots fired.
Now,
yeah, the stupid fin hands of the Dolphin. I can't with that thing.
The fin hands are truly, that and the mouth are just the worst parts.
It's
but look
so
at this
bad.
I thought we discovered that TD stood for touchdown, not the Dolphin.
It does stand for touchdown.
Okay, you're just making a joke. Understood.
I am.
Now.
The thing should not be celebrated as one does a touchdown.
It's
he can't even do a push-up right.
STD.
Look at how high up his ass is. I'm realizing that not all of our viewers are going to be able to see this.
Maybe he's doing it to keep his back straight so the fin is more prominent. I don't know.
I mean, that's better.
I don't know. Like, I really came into this one thinking I was going to say it was shitty the Dolphin. But then we really kind of analyzed how much the Raider Rusher looks like a sex offender. And it kind of made that one even worse, you know? That's what he's saying right there. Like, I'm banned in 39 counties, but this ain't one of them.
Anything stays in Vegas goes in Vegas.
What?
Yeah, that kid's right to be running away. We gotta stop referencing the pictures we're looking at.
I know.
You have a lot of editing work here.
I'm not editing shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like the Broncos fan in me feels the compulsion to just say the Raiders mascot is the worst because it's the Raiders. I really hate TD's hands, and if you're a listener and you're not watching this, and I'm not sharing the photo, I need you to Google the back of TD's head.
Because of his tiny little weird helmet?
Because the tiny helmet compared to the gigantic head that it's sitting on is absolutely horrendous.
It's so bad.
I do think, let's go back to it, right? A point of a mascot is kids want to take photos with the mascot. And I do think kids are more likely to run up to TD than they would be to go up to the Raider Rusher. I just found an inflatable version of TD. And the helmet's a lot more realistic.
As an adult, which one is easier to align yourself with, though, I think, is also a question.
I'm going to need you to explain that question a little bit more.
Like,
considering you painted one as a sex offender, that makes it
pretty easy.
Yeah.
I'm going to align with the non-sex offender.
Like, if you had to imagine yourself as a fan of one of these two teams and defend your mascot, which one is easier to defend? Maybe leaving out the whole he looks like he's on a list part.
I do think, to that note, I would say 100% to me, TD. And the simple fact is the history of the team, the Dolphins, 1972 Dolphins, only undefeated team ever to win a Super Bowl. The Dolphin itself is historical when it comes to the NFL. The Raider rusher is 6 years old, and I just have a really hard time of imagining myself as a fan of the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum, man. It is easier for me, registry aside, to defend Raider rusher because that mascot does not look nearly as stupid as that dumb-ass dolphin. That thing is awful. Look, its mouth, its overly sized head, oh my God, that is even worse.
Yeah, if I had to wear a t-shirt with one of the two of them on it, I'd prefer it be the Raider rusher. TD is worse.
It's just so bad.
Am I getting y'all's votes then? Are you both voting TD?
It sounds like it.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, contested. I will not say anything positive about Raider rusher. So that takes us to our last matchup of the day, which is going to be the NBA. And fellas, it's the return of Slamson the Lion.
Slamson. Oh.
This thing is the thing of nightmares.
Yeah,
I've
it
literally,
really is.
I truly, since our last recording, I've walked up to people, no context, just a photo of Slamson the Lion just to get their reaction. I've done it to 8 people.
What are the reactions that you get?
Not
Now I
good.
need to know.
He's a king, the Kings mascot, is that right?
That's correct, the Sacramento Kings.
I want a Kings fan to come on and try to defend Slamson because there's just I don't understand.
Oh my God. It's so bad.
I don't understand. Here's the thing. When I see stuff like this, where my brain immediately goes is that the three of us have worked in the corporate world for a long time. There were meetings about this.
Oh,
and I didn't say they're not a meeting. Meetings. There were meetings. There was a team. Oh my God. There was a team that's unsettling.
It's so bad.
There was a team of people put together, multiple minds having multiple conversations. There were probably focus groups. Mm-hmm. There's so much money and time invested in the research and the development of a brand like this. How Slamson exists in this reality, I do not understand.
I know the answer. They were getting whatever the fuck Spartacat sells.
They're meeting him in the alley.
Catnip, not even once. This is your brain on catnip. This is your mascot on catnip.
Now, I do have to say, now I've spent a long time laughing at this lion, but his mane is fairly majestic when he's moving.
That's probably because it looks like he cut it off of Fabio and glued it onto someone else's face.
I mean,
dude, the thing that gets me is that there are a multitude of pictures where he's taking pictures with the fan or whatever the case, where you can clearly see the human eyes behind the darkness that is the window to that horrible soul.
But even when you can't see the creepy ass human eyes, instead all you see is dark. No. Go back to the picture you just had. All you see is dark black nothingness. Yeah. It's either dark black nothingness or creepy human eyes staring at you. It is the most ill-conceived mascot of any franchise ever across anything.
Even more.
Well, I think Scott just spoiled his vote for the rest of this tournament.
Maybe. What the fuck is this other than a Purge mascot? Mavs Man?
I don't know.
All right, we gotta get back into Slamson.
Well, let's talk about Slamson's competitor.
Yeah, Grizz. Grizz got that Riz.
Does he?
He's got something. Look, I do think the first image that comes up, Grizz has got.
That's not bad.
He's beefy. You know what I mean? That's what we call a.
There's a not zero chance that inappropriate fan fiction of Grizz exists on the internet.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
There's a Rule 34 for Grizz.
Is it 34?
34.
Rule 34 shows you how much.
Just Google real quick. Rule 34 Grizz.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Wimp.
I'm not going to do that. I really hope that your Apple device picks it up and starts giving you suggestions. I think Grizz on his own is creepy, but I'll tell you one thing that Grizz has on Slamson. They made mascot eyes for Grizz. You're not looking into the depths of despair of what is.
Is that a mascot eye or a human eye? It's because it still does look kind of creepy.
No, it's
okay. No, that's a mascot eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not looking directly into the pits of despair, the infinite void that's a naked Grizz.
I was going to say, the fact that he's wearing clothes in most of his images, does that imply that he should in all? Because he's definitely not in that picture.
I mean, it doesn't appear to have any visible genitalia, so, I mean, that's nice. I don't know. I don't think Grizz is nearly as bad as Slamson the Lion. Like, I haven't, first off, he wrestles.
I don't know. The more pictures of Grizz that we're seeing, the more I wonder if maybe we were too hard on him, even bringing him to this point, you know?
No, I'm beginning to feel the same way. Especially
like that.
The superhero version of Grizz is dope as hell.
All right, it sounds like we're pretty well agreed here that Slamson's awful.
Hold on.
Don't bring. We don't need to see.
No. We're.
That is so bad.
It's so bad.
It's the large. Why did they take the head, like the face, all the way to the ears?
Yeah, it's the ginormous 5 head that thing has.
Well, and then the creepy underbite. Is weird too. And then, I mean, the eye. Yeah. Okay.
I can't wait for that.
Slamson gets my vote in this round.
It's me, Slamson. Put the lotion in the basket.
I only survive if people continue to take my picture. Do you want to take a picture?
You look me straight in the eye. All right. Slamson gets my vote. Slamson gets Scott's vote. Dan, do you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, Slamson gets every vote ever. That is a terrible mascot.
You smell like bacon, little girl.
Let me lick your catnip. Oh God, Slamson, you can't do that. You can't. Slamson, you gotta stop, man. We're gonna have to call the police.
And with that, thank you again for listening to another episode of Bracketology. We appreciate you putting us on in the background as you clipped your ferret's toenails. We also want to thank what was his name, Aaron O'Donnell from Aaron O'Donnell Music on YouTube for the track you hear at the beginning and end of every episode. And check us out on all the socials at BRACKETALLOGY Bracketology. We're on the TikTok and the Facebooks and the Twitter and the Twitch and the Snapchat and the GoFundMe and the Kickstarter and
Patreon.
the Patreon. Yeah, we're on at least some of the things that I listed. So check us out on those. Like, follow, subscribe, all of that helps significantly. Ratings, reviews, all of that helps as well. We appreciate it. We appreciate you sticking around with us. So as we say every week, my name's Scott.
His name's Scott.
And his name's also Scott.
Bye-bye.